This is your future.
This is gold-rated teaching and feeding your curiosity.
This is that home from home feeling.
This is mates, dates, and memories to make.
This is studying 25 minutes from London.
This is you making waves.
This is pride in who you are.
This is space to focus day and night.
This is where ideas spark and ignite.
This is you transforming.
And this is Hearts.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. I hope all of you are well. My name is Madalina Paraskiv. I'm an education consultant at AHNZ Associates London office. I would like to welcome everyone to our weekly live session, bringing you today one of our key partners, Hertfordshire University. But before I introduce you to our new guest, Mr. James Farron, I would like to inform you who AHNZ Associates is. The company is a platform to connect the bridge between the students and universities. It's providing counseling to the prospective students based on their qualification, future ambition, expectation, affordability, budget, and entry requirements of the universities. AHNZ Associates has been operating over 1 decade now, serving over 150,000 students. Since we operating, we have more than 25 branches around the world, just to make it convenient for all of you to come and see us face to face. Currently, we collaborate with over 130 universities in the UK, and this is including private and public universities and as well Russell Group universities. I would also like to make you aware that all our colleagues are well experienced. Some of them are certified by British Council, trained by UCAS, and also UK universities. One of our key points is that we provide end-to-end service and support during your journey with us, and it's free of charge. The greatest and most pleasuring statement we have for you is our visa rate, as we have our compliance team, which will help you and guide you through all the process. Also, if you want more information about AHNZ Associates, please visit our website, www.ahnz.co.uk. Follow us on all the social medias like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and hope we're going to help and guide you through all the procedure admission to come in the UK universities. Now I would like to introduce you our special guest, Mr. James Farron from Hertfordshire University. Good morning, Mr. James. How are you today?
Good morning. Very well. Thank you very much for having me today.
Thank you for coming, and thank you for accepting our invitation. Today, our session is mainly to find more information about Hertfordshire University for our international students and home and EU students, all the viewers that they will follow us today. And if you can give us some information about Hertfordshire University, will be great. So then they will know what to expect for the university and why they have to choose Hertfordshire University coming in the UK.
Absolutely. Thank you. So one of the key things to bear in mind is the university's ranking. It's one of the big questions that we always get asked when we're at fairs and when we're talking, when we're traveling and meeting students. Now, the university is one of the world's top 200 universities under 50 years old. So we're quite a young university. We got university status in the 1990s, but we formed as a university in 1962. So we're quite a young university, but we're very, very well ranked among the young universities in the entire world. So that's a top 200. We're also the second safest university town in the east of England. Now that's really important because the vast majority of UK universities are in the east of England, but also as well, that's an important thing to bear in mind because for a lot of you guys, it'll be the first time that you ever traveled abroad or even lived abroad. So you want to make sure that the place that you're coming to study is a safe place to do that. Second safest university town in the east of England. That's from the national crime stats as well. So you can look that up yourselves.
That's perfect.
We have a 96.5% of graduates in work or further studies after graduating. Now, that's really critical. That's the number one reason that you go to university, to get a job. It's why I went, and I'm sure it's why you went as well, Madalena. It's really about making sure that you improve your overall employability to make sure that you can go ahead in your career and get the kind of jobs and the kind of positions that you want. So 96.5% after 6 months of graduating. We've also been awarded the Eco-Friendly Campus Platinum Award. So one of the biggest issues facing humankind right now is climate change. And at the University of Hertfordshire, we're doing our bit to ensure that we're negating against that particular issue as well. So it's a safe place to study. It's also a safe place for the environment as well. We've been awarded gold. That's a teaching excellence framework for gold. That's TEF. Now, that's a measurement given out by the British government to indicate how good a institution's level of teaching is, and basically how good the outcomes of the teaching is, leading to employment and leading to further study as well. And we are gold. So when you come to the university, when you pay for your tuition fees, you're paying for the gold standard of teaching. Now, we're just 25 minutes away from central London on the train, which is absolutely brilliant. But another really important thing to bear in mind is that we're 25 minutes away by the train, but we're in Hatfield, which is a small, quaint, green English town. So you're not having to pay the cost of living in of London. Like I live in London, you're looking at £900 a month rent on average. Madeleine, I don't know if you live as well.
Same, I do live in London, yes, and I can say that it's quite expensive. So living a bit outside, like it's not far, 25 minutes actually. It's really close, because from my place in London to central London, I'm doing the same, half an hour, 40 minutes. So yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. So the thing is, it's about half the rent in Hatfield, about £500 a month. And you get the same access to all of the opportunities that are in London, just 25 minutes away. I actually live in London. I commute when the office is open. I commute in. It takes 19 minutes from Finsbury Park. So that's a really, really important thing to bear in mind, that you won't be paying the price tag of living in London, but you will get the same access and all the opportunities that are available in London as well. Now, we offer scholarships at £1,000, £2,000, up to £4,000. Now, in order to be eligible for, there are Vice-Chancellor scholarships, you will need to make an application to the university, so we can make an assessment of your application, of your grades, of your transcripts, and of your personal statement. Now, when you write your personal statement, you need to include 4 things in able to strengthen your overall application. Number 1, why do you want to study the course that you picked? So be course specific, talk about the accreditations, talk about the modules that you're looking forward to studying, talk about the teachers that you're looking forward to working with, that kind of thing. Number 2, why do you want to come to the UK? Why would you prefer to come to the UK as opposed to Australia or Canada or the US? So be specific to the United Kingdom. So 800 years of higher education history, always been open to international students. Number 3, why do you want to come to the University of Hertfordshire? So Madalena and I have touched on several things there. 25 minutes away from London, TEF Gold rated university, 96.5% employment rate as well. So there's some of the things that you want to consider why you want to come to Hertfordshire. And then finally, how the course is going to help you get to where you want to go in your career. What is your long-term career goals? What kind of positions do you want to be working? What kind of salaries do you want to be on? And that kind of thing as well. And you really sort of plan out your career trajectory. So
and this one, sorry for interrupt, this personal statement that they want to follow, those 4 steps are for, doesn't matter the course they are choosing, no? Doesn't matter the faculties they want to go.
Well, it's really about, the first question there is, what's the course that they're studying? So really be specific to the course. So what facilities will you have access to? What kind of projects do you want to work on? If you're doing a computer science degree, for example, do you want to one day make an app? What kind of app do you want to make? So really think about how that course is going to help you with your long-term career goals, and why do you want to come to the UK to study that course? Because you're coming all the way from what other part of the world that you're from. There must be a specific reason why you want to come to Hertfordshire for that particular course. So try to be specific in that way.
Okay, yeah, that's great to know. That's great to know. I would also like to ask you something. We had quite a lot of questions from our international students.
Sure.
In terms of universities in the UK, if they are considered like a hub for international students, and obviously they are also asking us what benefits the university is bringing them if they want to join the Hertfordshire universities in terms of international community, saying like that.
Yeah, so the international community is one of the things that we're very proud of at the university, because as a campus university, it's a lot easier to create a community, because you're all living in a shared area, where if you're in London or Manchester, for example, where your university is built into the city, so you don't have that community as accessible. So that's one of the great things about the University of Hertfordshire, because it's on 2 campuses, which expands 125 acres. You're actually all together in that way. So that's a really important thing. Also as well, we have a very active students' union. And of the top 4 positions in the student union of this year, 3 out of the 4 students are actually international students. So it's a students' union which is really run by and run for international students as well. 1 in 5 students at the University of Hertfordshire is an international student as well, and that means that there is a bigger community with 5,000-6,000 students being from an international background, which really helps. We run different events throughout the year for international students. So, for example, if you guys wanted to go to do a trip and go to Edinburgh or things like that, we have those kind of events throughout the year. And so we really try to build up those kind of communities. But we also have societies based around countries. So there's a Pakistan society, there's an India society, whatever part of the world that you're coming from, there's a society specifically given to you. So that is a really key, important part of the University of Hertfordshire, making sure that international students feel welcome and quickly settle in. You know, one of the biggest things that you sort of see when you move to a foreign country is people experiencing culture shock, and how quickly that can, you know, make it a negative experience if you don't settle into the country very well. That it can be not a great experience for you. So that's why having an international community is really important, and that's why we put a lot of stock in that as well.
I agree, especially because having such a big number of international students in campus, they can easily find someone from their country and they will be more familiar with. It's going to be more easy with them all the way around, you know, making friends and, you know, meeting new culture as well. So it's great to know. Thank you very much for telling us this information. Also, I think our viewers, they would like to know what are the most popular courses Hertfordshire University is offering. I know we have a range of courses, all faculties. You're providing a large range of courses, but they want to know which are the most popular and which are on the top that they can choose to come for Hertfordshire University. Because, you know, normally international students, they are coming for computer science, for example, because it's one of the top from the university, or for some medical science as well, or some business courses as well. So which one is more popular, or which courses are more popular for Hertfordshire University?
Yeah, I think you're right. I would say that our computer science postgraduate courses are probably our most popular ones. I would say specifically MSc Data Science Analytics is probably our most recruited course that we have at the university. And that's because if you sort of look at the way that the economy is moving and that the world's moving, the new thing that we trade in isn't currency, it's data. Data is now the new pound. That's basically what all companies care about, is how much data they have on you, not how much money you have in your bank. That's kind of the way in the digitization of the economy has happened. So MSc Data Science Analytics, if you want to get ahead of that curve, if you want to be involved in the economic sort of revolution and digitization of the financial world, that's a very good course to study. Within that particular course as well, within that particular school as well, rather, the computer science school, robotics and artificial intelligence and machine learning, that's becoming, you know, we're all moving towards an automated society where,
Right, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you think about it in like 10, 15 years time, jobs like admissions jobs, for example, will often be very automated, and anything which is kind of customer service related is likely to be very automated. So you want to be involved in that, and you want to get ahead of the curve and get ahead of the economy. That's a great thing to study. And I think what we've seen in the pandemic is any sort of face-to-face jobs, that's really struggled, those kind of sectors. But computer science orientated jobs and the IT sector boomed, because we're having to do things like this. We're having to do Zoom calls. Because of that, our reliance on a more virtual world, that means that the computer science courses are the biggest ones. But that's not the only courses that we offer. I would like to highlight, that's probably, as you say, that's probably our most popular ones. But we have so much to offer. We have a creative arts school, which is absolutely fantastic. We have a business school, a law school, life and medical sciences, lots and lots of different programs, over 8 different schools, and we offer about 300-400 different programs across that at undergraduate and postgraduate level. But I would say that computer science is probably our most popular school.
Yeah, thank you very much for highlighting that for us. Also, is the university offering placement with the courses, with some courses actually?
That's a very good question. I'm glad you asked it. Yes, we absolutely do. We offer work placements for all of our postgraduate computer science programs. We also offer an advanced research route as well for all of those programs. For our business programs, MSc International Business, we offer a work placement. For MSc International Hospitality and Event Management, we offer a work placement as well. We offer work placements for some of our life and medical science programs. Some are still pending, but we are looking to offer more there as well. But that's a really good point that you make there, because one of the key things that we have as a university, which is focused on employment, and why we have such a high employment level, is because we offer that work experience. A degree is great, obviously it's great, but international work experience is really puts your head in terms of your CV. With the reintroduction of the post-study work visa, the thinking is that if you get to do a work placement during your studies, so you're doing a 2-year 1+1 course, you do the second year as a work placement, you get some international work experience, whether it be an internship or whether it be a full-time job, whatever it may be. But by the time that it rolls around for the 2 years post-study work visa, you'll then be in a better position to get a better job, and then you have 4 years in the UK as well. So that really kind of extends your opportunities, gives you more options, and also gives you a chance to figure out what you like and what you want to do as well.
Of course, and plus they'll get that experience and all the knowledge that they're learning, like theoretical, they also practical, and I think it's really, really good, especially for the master programs, that you have this opportunity for the students with a post-study work visa as well. Do you also have some placement for undergraduate programs?
Yes, we do. So all of our undergraduate programs, we offer a placement, but it's slightly different. What we call it is a sandwich placement. So between your second and your third year, you would do a work placement as opposed to going on to doing your third year directly. So say, for example, you've done your first 2 years, you're doing a mechanical engineering, for example, you want to go work at a BMW garage somewhere. So you do your first 2 years, you go do your work placement for a year, your sandwich placement, as we call it, and then you come back in your fourth year to do your third year. So that's 4 years in total. And then the university will support you changing your visa accordingly, so your leave to remain is extended based on getting a work placement or not. And there's no extra charge for doing a work placement year. There's no extra charge.
So they don't need to pay for that year anything. They just that's amazing. It's really, really good. Well, thank you very much, James, for that also. Can you please tell us the range of the tuition fee? So how much the students they can think that there is a tuition fee for undergraduate and for postgraduate course? Like, I know it's different from course to course, but at least to have an idea how much they can expect to pay.
Sure. So undergraduate fee per year is 13,450. Standard postgraduate fees are 13,950. Postgraduate non-standard fees are £15,500. The MBA is £14,995. That's everything. So they're the 4 separate price points that we offer our different courses at.
And for that, I know that you mentioned before that Hertfordshire University is offering a range of scholarship. But do you mind, because also we had a question from Sahir saying the scholarship options is available for students. So can you please tell us more about the scholarship? So how is it based by country? Is it based by the professional qualification, actually academic qualification, based on 70-80% of their previous qualification, or how Hertfordshire University is giving that scholarship? Is for all students or just for students that they need the entry requirements? How is it?
Any student will be considered for it, but really, if you want a scholarship, you have to be a scholar. You have to have good grades to be able to be considered to get a scholarship. That's kind of the point of why scholarships exist, right? So ultimately, if you have 70 to 75%, you are in the running. If you have 80% or above, you are in line to get a good amount of scholarship. But it's not just the grades that we look at, it's also your personal statement, and we also look at you. We want to see the person that we're offering a scholarship to is going to be a good and a contributor to the university, to the school, to their overall experience as well, and for other students. One of the key things that you have to bear in mind is that we want to have students with us who are going to help other students. that will help learn and help other people learn as well. So that's kind of what we're looking for. But as a general base mark, what I would say is 75% and above, you're in the running for a scholarship, but 80 and above, you are in a very good position to get a good amount of scholarship. But you will need to make an application to the university for us to make a judgment call on that before we can confirm anything.
Okay. So they need, after they're getting probably the offer letter, after they got the conditional offer letter or unconditional offer letter, they need to do the application for the scholarship.
Oh no, it's once they've made the application, we would then review and think, all right, this person we can
Okay,
offer.
all right. So they don't need to do different application through the university website and anything. It's everything depends on their previous grades and personal statement and everything about them as a person.
That's correct.
Okay,
Yes.
that's really good. That's really good. Perfect. Can you please tell us how much is the deposit to pay, or how is the installment? Does the university accepting from international students payments in installments, or they need to pay everything in full? Explain us a bit, because I think all the parents and the viewers and future students, these are the things that they are putting in first
Definitely,
place.
Yes. That's an important question. Yeah. So there's a £5,000 deposit to secure your place at the university. That secures your seat to come and study. Okay. So that's £5,000 up front to then go on to have your credibility interview and for us to issue your CAS. Then once that's been done, you need to pay 25% of the remaining amount of money by the 9th of November. You'll need to pay 50% as a second instalment by the end of January. And then the remaining remaining balance will need to be paid by the end of April of that year. So you can pay the £5,000, start your course, enroll, and then you need to pay 25% of the remaining balance by the 9th of November, 50% by the end of January, and then the rest of it, the rest of the remaining balance by the end of April.
Oh, that's good, because actually it's like an installments payment, so they can calculate themselves, I say like that, and they will see how much they need to pay, especially after they will get the scholarship, if they will be eligible for scholarship. So then will be great. Is Hertfordshire University offering courses only for September, or they have an intake in January as well?
That's correct. Yeah, we have September and January. We have two intakes, but the January intake is quite a lot smaller than the September intake. The January intake really focuses on postgraduate courses, computer science, law. So it's just the big intake is the September intake, where we offer all of our programs.
Okay, that's perfect. I have a question here. Someone is asking, what are the entry requirements for Hertfordshire University? I know it's different from country to country, but they are asking for a master program. So they need a bachelor. Definitely they need a bachelor to apply for a master. But anything else apart of academic qualification, CV, personal statement, passport, what are other entry requirements a Hertfordshire University has?
Yeah, that's great. You've pretty much covered it all there. So generally speaking, we need 55% in your undergraduate course. 4 years if it's a Bangladeshi undergraduate program as well. We will also need proof of your English language. IELTS at 6, 5.5 in each band. Now that once again depends on what course you're doing, but generally it's 6 with 5.5 in each band. But we do offer equivalent English language tests as well. So we accept the TOEFL test, we accept IELTS indicator, the only thing we don't accept is the Duolingo test, but we accept the vast majority of other English language tests as well.
And do you also offer an internal English test, an internal assessment?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that question as well. That's a very good question. We do. We have the PBT Vasant test, which we offer to students who just need a little bit more to get over the line. So if you're an applicant to the University of Hertfordshire and you have your offer letter, and the only remaining condition on your offer letter is proof of your English language, we can then offer you the PBT Vasant English language test. But we will need to see proof of your previous English language ability to make sure that you're there and thereabouts So like an old IELTS test, for example, like an out-of-date IELTS, we could then go to offer you the internal English language test. And we don't charge for that.
So that one is for free.
That's correct,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, that's great. Great. I have another question here from the student asking how many study gaps does the University of Hertfordshire? So for undergraduate program, study gap, how much the university is accepting?
Well, as a rule, we try not to have anything more than 3 to 4 years for undergraduate, and for postgraduate to 4 to 5 years, generally speaking, in terms of the study gap. But what I will say is it really depends on what you were doing during that time. So if you do have an extensive study gap, but you're able to justify what you were doing, that's something that we can look at. So say, for example, you have a study gap of 5 years, but you were working in a job and you weren't getting the promotion that you wanted because you hadn't had any managerial experience. So you wanted to come to the university to do MSc management. So you had a managerial position to go into. Now that is justification for why there's a study gap and why you're now coming back to education later on. So that's something that to bear in mind, as it's just how you justify what you've been doing for the time.
And also for MBA programs, do they need any experience to apply for an MBA?
For our, we have a freshers MBA, and that's you don't need any experience for. But then we have an executive MBA, which you need 5 years experience for.
Managerial position, yeah.
That's correct.
Okay,
yeah.
okay, perfect. Also, someone is asking us about the accommodation. So, if you want to give us more information about the accommodation, I know you said at the beginning, but probably they join later on. And if you want, give a briefing about Enfield area, how much is going to be the cost of one room if they're renting, for example, or if they want to apply for in-campus facilities.
Yeah, good question. So bearing in mind, international students are given first preference to on-campus accommodation at the University of Hertfordshire. So if you're coming from overseas and you wanted to stay on campus, you would be given first preference. You've got to bear in mind that for a British person, they don't have to travel too far. For you guys, you've got to come across continents to get there and back. So that's why we offer it to international students first. Now, in terms of our on-campus accommodation, we have a huge range for all different price points depending on what you're looking for. So our most affordable option is the twin room, which is £90 a week, but you would share that with one other person, and you would also share a toilet and a bathroom with them as well. But that's our most affordable one. Then we have one right up to £200 a week, which is our studio apartment, which is very, 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 very high end and very expensive. But it's your own apartment, which you can have to yourself. So, and then there's lots of price points in between. Generally speaking, what people go for is the £115, £120 a week option, where you have your own room, you have your own ensuite shower and toilet, and then you will then share a kitchen with 6 to 8 other people. That's the one that most people go for because that's the one that we have most of as well. So they're the different options that we have available. So yeah, that's what I recommend in terms of what we offer on campus. But staying on campus, one of the things that you have to bear in mind is that everything is just 5 minutes away. The University of Hertfordshire, it's like its own little city. It's got everything that you could possibly need on campus, from a doctor's surgery to a high street bank or in swimming pool. Lots of incredible state-of-the-art sports equipment as well. So that's one side of it. You would have access to it. But if you wanted to stay in off-campus accommodation, I'm unable to sort of give you a clear range of everything because I don't know what the market is. But generally speaking, you'd be looking at about £400 to £500 a month average for your rent. But please make sure that if you decide to stay in off-campus accommodation, you go through the PAL accredited letting agency that we have at the university campus, because they will make sure that they set you up with landlords that are honest and will make sure that you're not ripped off. I don't know if you've seen this, but sometimes international students can be and UK students have been taken advantage of by landlords. So we have our own PAL accredited scheme, our own estate agent that will make sure that they set you up with genuine landlords and that you won't lose any money.
Okay, yeah, that's really good to know, because right now things are changing in the UK, especially with the Brexit and coronavirus as well. A lot of things change across UK and especially in London. Enfield is really close to London, so also you can find the part-time jobs in London. And I think in Enfield area there are some opportunities for students to find a part-time job as well. No?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the key things that we have, not just on campus, is in the wider areas. There's a lot of part-time work. So on campus, if you wanted to stay in and get some part-time job on campus, there you can work in the shops, you can work in the gyms, you can work in the departments, you can work as student ambassadors, you work in the accommodation. If you wanted to work a little bit further afield in the Hatfield area, what you have to bear in mind is that one of the biggest business hubs, Ocado, Tesco's and Amazon have a lot of opportunities in that area, because where Hatfield is, it joins on to the M25, which is then basically access to London. So all the trading hubs in London as well. So there's a lot of opportunities there. But then, as you say, as you rightly say, 25 minutes away from central London, where the UK is a little bit of a London-centric country where the vast majority of opportunities kind of are in London. So you guys would have access to that as well.
Yeah, it's really, really close, and it's benefic because it's low cost. You know, if you want to come in central London to visit central London, or if you will have a part-time job, 20 hours a week, as you are entitled to, it's easy even to come in London to study for 25 to work. Sorry, for 25 minutes travel. That's really nothing, because even if you live in London, it's taking you. It depends in what part of London you live, but it's taking you 25-40 minutes to get in central London. So Hatfield is really close, really, really close. Thank you for that information, James. Can you please tell us when is the deadline, or do you have a deadline for September applications? Because that's the main intake that is coming.
That's right, yeah. So generally speaking, we'll be closing for applications in August, and it will be about mid-August when we'll be finishing for payments. But we'll be doing interviews because we need to try and give you guys 4 to 5 weeks in order to get your CAS and your visa applications. So generally speaking, it will be the sort of start of August, bearing in mind that the courses will start the 25th of September.
Okay, so I think the best way is to start applying and thinking about what course you want to study, and to submit your application as soon as possible. I have another question here from our viewers, asking if Hertfordshire University is offering a BS English program.
Are we offering professional English programs?
No, like bachelor degree in English.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you're into your books and if you want to become a writer, or if you you're into literature or English language, we offer them at undergraduate level. That's our humanities department, which is on the De Havilland campus. So we have a huge range of different English language courses and English literature as well that you guys can study if that's something that you're interested in. Let me post you. I can post the link if that's helpful for you.
Yeah, it will be great for them as well if you can put it in the comments.
Let me just quickly find it for you. Sorry.
That's not a problem at all.
Here we go, BA on. So this, if you click through here, you'll be able to see all of the different opportunities that we have as well. Let me just post that into the little chat. There you go. And you'll have a little look there, and you can see lots of the different other English language courses that we offer as well. But yeah, that's one of the programs that we offer.
That's perfect. That's perfect. You were saying about the professional English test. So is it offering the university? Because probably we'll have some viewers that they are interested into that.
So the professional English language is offered at our pathway provider, which is Hertfordshire International College, which is an arm of Navitas. So if you want to do a pre-masters, or if you wanted to do a professional English language course, you'd need to do it through Navitas and through HIC as well to get your grades up. Now, we offer at different price points and depending on what your English language level is at as well. I can also post that to you if that's helpful, so you have an indication of exactly what we offer.
Yeah, will be great for that as well.
Let me just post that in the link for you, bud. Here you go. As I say, that's done through our sorry, as you can see, I can't do two things at once. Our English language provider, sorry, our HIC, our pathway provider for their foundation courses as well.
All right, so they can go over there in terms like if they have low grades and they don't meet the entry requirements for a master, or for example for a bachelor degree, they can do the precisional over there or a pre-master, and then they can come to Hertfordshire University to continue their studies.
That's correct, yeah.
That's perfect. Thank you very much, James, for clarifying that to us. There is another question about what is the best master program for better employability. I don't know if it's a specific one. We spoke about computer science, that it's really popular for Hertfordshire University, and it's chosen for a lot of the students. And another question that we have here, is there any master in forensic related program on scholarship? Again, to answer your question is, as Mr. James said, they are offering quite a lot of courses available. I'm sure that they have a master in forensic science or anything related with that subject. In terms of scholarship, it depends on your previous qualification and the grades that you achieved, and also the most important is your personal statement. You as a person, as you are. Same. Hertfordshire University is offering forensic chemistry or toxicology. It's offering some related courses with that. Can you please tell us, because I know that we were very close with Hertfordshire University, but I would also like our viewers to know the labs and all the facilities Hertfordshire University is offering to the international students throughout the health science lab and health science faculties. I know that Hertfordshire University invests a lot of money into the faculties just to have the students all the possibilities and all the facilities to study and to get the right information from there. So tell us a bit about Faculties of Science.
Sure, that's a great question. Yeah, so our Life and Medical Science building is actually a £50 million structure which we've had set up, and it's one of the newest and most state-of-the-art things that we have there. Now, because of the nature of lots of life and medical science programs, there is a big focus on lab work. So ultimately, if you want to have a good experience and learn the best skills and the best techniques, you need the best labs. So that's what we're offering at the University of Hertfordshire. Now, there's also a big focus at Hertfordshire. We're actually in the top 3 universities for our pharmacology degrees as well. So that is a big focus also of the Life Medical Science building as well. And there's lots of testing labs. There's lots of testing research focus as well. Now, if you actually look at the UK, between Cambridge and London, that little space, that's where Hatfield operates, in between those 2 cities. And that's where the vast majority of pharmaceutical companies operate in the UK. So ultimately, you are geographically placed well if that's the kind of interest that you have, and that's the kind of work that you want to go into. But as I say, it's really about us at the university setting you up for the workplace, making sure that you are used to using high-tech labs, that you're very familiar with all of those techniques and all of those skills before you go into the workplace, and then you've got the best possible chance to get the kind of careers that you want long term.
That's perfect. Yeah, it's really good for them to know, because majority of them, yeah, they are coming for business courses, they are coming for computer science as well, but some of them, they are choosing this side of medical life. And it's important knowing that the university is offering them a wide range of facilities and labs where they can practice and where they will have everything that they need to get their degrees. Thank you very much, James, for all the information you provide us today. I'm sure there was information that was really good for our viewers, for our prospective students that they want to come to study at Hertfordshire University. It's a great place and a good university, having everything together. Plus, it's really close to London, which you have all the opportunities. Again, I would like to thank you personally for joining us today, giving us the information for our students. And don't forget that we have our Zoom meeting at 11 o'clock, where you can join us and you can ask questions straight away to me from AHNZ Associates or to Mr. James from Hertfordshire University. If you want something particularly based on your previous qualification or based on your future expectation or whatever questions you will have. So I would like everyone to join at 11 o'clock. If we couldn't answer to all the questions that you might put in the comments today, we can answer at a Zoom session as well. Thank you again, Mr. James, for the live session and the information, and see you at 11 o'clock on Zoom session then.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. I'll see you at 11. Take care.
See you at 11. Thank you.